Chase Johnson Lynch. You're listening to the Community Podcast here on Big Condo Online. Please like and subscribe, and also ring the bell if you want to, and any time. And as you know, we endeavor to talk to people from the community that I find would be interesting subject to talk about. But I also find that hopefully you will find it interesting as well. And today I am joined. Now, she didn't want to say a fellow American. I don't know why. I'm joined by a fellow American, Dr. Diana Powell, from an organization called Wirral Unplugged. Hello, Doctor.
Hi. You can just call me Diana.
I like calling you Doctor, but all right. Hello, Diana.
Yeah. When I lived in Thailand, everybody went by their first name. So I told the kids when I became a doctor, I would be like Dr. Di. And they thought that was quite cool. So
I would think Dr. Di sounds cool too. But I just think you got to be proud of a doctorate because you have a doctorate in literature, don't you?
Yeah. I got it at the University of Liverpool. I think anyone who does a doctorate will understand it's very challenging. I think it's just the fact that you have to really stick to it. And I was working different jobs and I was married at the same time. So my husband and I were balancing a lot together. So it was exciting though.
No, well, exactly. I mean, we both got master's degrees, I mean, that's what it is. Like when you Americans want to stay here, you want to stay here. But either way you look at it is, I mean, in your past, you had, like you said, you were working in Thailand. Mm-hmm. You had worked a lot with international students. So you picked up some of the languages here and there, right?
Yes.
So what you got, like about a good 3 or 4 kind of trifecta of languages?
Yeah, I've got Spanish. I think is pretty foundational in the U.S. when you're growing up.
Hey, I grew up in Spanish Harlem, so yeah.
So I do okay when I go to Spain, and then Thai, which has been really interesting because one time it led to my husband and I on the back of a woman's small motorcycle traveling to a small village, and the only reason we got that free lift was because I could speak to her and she was so excited. It was dangerous, but it was worth it.
Well, listen, I spent a couple of times over in Egypt, and these small bikes aren't funny. But like the deal is, so were you both on the back of the same bike?
Yeah.
Or were you in the back of different bike? No, seriously. You both on the back of the same bike?
Seriously. There were people that were slowing down on motorbikes near us and saying that they
really
weren't
fast.
sure we were going to make it.
No, I don't know why you would even think about it. I mean, at least one of you should have been on the handlebars or something. You know what I mean? I mean, like, what did the person do? Riding a bike going...
Well, the thing is, she was a very small Thai woman as well. So.
Oh, there we go. And I guess that's how that works. That's crazy. But just tell me a little bit about Wirral Unplugged, because like you started this organization or this project about over 2 years ago, I believe you said.
Yeah, so we work with families with children 3 to 10. We offer 2 key services. One is we do events where we look at culture, or we look at science, or we look at crafting. Yes, we look at.
I have to help her,
and different jobs. We look at different jobs with the whole idea that we would expand children's horizons and encourage creativity and encourage innovation, because we really want to make sure that they would be prepared for the world of tomorrow. But the other aspect we want to work on is their relationship with their parents. So unplugging is actually taking and stopping using technology just for the time that we're there. So we're not Luddites, we're not extremists. We believe in balance, but it's really hard to achieve balance without like a sustained pattern of behavior. So we offer boxes that we sell.
Oh, wait a minute. Don't jump ahead. Look at that. We got a whole show. Let's just stick with the digital detox for a second, because, I mean, like, obviously, as an organization, like, there's a belief factor here that, technology is kind of like taking over the world in a little bit. And that, like, especially when it comes to families, we're all pretty much absorbed in our technologies. It's kind of like you were talking about, like, at around, like, 3 years old, I mean, kids are, like, getting cell phones.
Well,
or was that 10 years old?
10, yeah.
Listen, I've seen a 3-year-old with a tablet, so you know what I mean?
Yeah. No,
but either way, you're kind of like saying, look, there's a little bit more that you could do in a family household than everybody having their own device, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, especially with 3 to 10, children don't have self-regulating behavior. So you're not going to tell a child, like if you told a child like they could pick whatever they wanted to eat, they'd probably go right for the ice cream or chocolate and do that all the time. In the same way with technology, if you don't put any kind of supports in to help them to develop those patterns of behavior where they take time away. And we all know that, you know, too much technology can be tied to anxiety and depression. And, you know, these aren't hard and fast rules. And I think in America, unfortunately, they've held scientifically the belief that, you know, this age should be this many hours. But I've been always very...
Oh, I don't believe in that one.
Yeah. But I've been always really proud of the British side because they've said, you know, look for balance, look for things that are disrupted. So if you're not talking to each other, that's a problem. And I think everyone can kind of see that and know that, but then how do you actually find that balance? And that's what we explore as a group.
Yeah, well, you know, I mean, I got to say, I mean, I lived here 20 years, and it's kind of like, you know, Britons and television, you know, they're so used to a short time factor, you know, but trying to explain that to an American about you only need like about 2 or 6 hours of TV time, you laugh in your face, you know, but I do understand what your ethos is around, you know, using technology in a positive way, you know, you're talking about trying to create focus or creative expression and everything like that. And that people can do that in a more active communicating way, can't they? You know, and I mean, this will lead us into what you're talking about, mainly about what your project does is creating activity boxes.
Yeah, so we know as far as mental health for children, there's 2 really key things. One is that they spend quality time with their parents. I know that sounds horrible, but
yeah, man, I want that kid to be up in his room, door closed, so I can watch telly.
Yeah, but the other thing is working on their creativity and their innovation and their self-expression. And so our boxes move between like a food, which one of the strange outcomes, if I can just go on a little rabbit trail, is that parents have told us that kids are eating foods that they would never have tried before, and that wasn't one of my main objectives, but...
no eating bugs, kids.
We do have them try foods from regional areas that international students have suggested, but we've also had them do things like during Fairy Troll Olympics week, they had a potato toss, and apparently that made potatoes very attractive to one of the boys that hated them before. So because they were fairy potatoes, they were okay. So we have food, we have physical games. So these will actually be like kind of run around, play, do something active, maybe even go for a walk. We have strategic games. One of the really cool ones that I have a student from the Egyptology department, and she's put together like a ancient Egypt snakes and ladders type game.
Wow. Is this the ancient world box?
Yeah. So this is coming in January, but she's done some really successful, like last year she did a Pharaoh Fiesta, which was very well attended, which was a 2-hour event, and it was tied to the box. And so we're hoping to do another one again this year. But yeah, she's got some really cool games. And then the last bit is really crafts. So that's what you'd expect. But all of everything in it is low resource. So a lot of parents have said to us, like, it's nice because even if they do pay for the box, there's nothing else they have to do besides make sure they have some recycling ready or some colored pens ready. So it's very easy also to give to the grandparents when they're watching the kids because it's already got like the story contained. So each box is a different idea. So we're exploring Japan together. What else can we do? And it leads into lots of different rabbit trails. So I've already dropped like a name of the second box.
Well, no, but I mean, like, the thing about it is, I just think what's really clever about the whole idea is that it's like a jack-in-the-box. It's like, here's a box, and like you're giving it a name because it has a specialty. So whether it's a Japan box or ancient world box or anything else like that, you have all different types of boxes where people can pick and choose from.
Yeah.
And everything. So let's say if we've already played with the Japan box and everything, maybe if I get another box, and then it gives us another activity, and it's a learning.
Yeah.
You know, so what you're doing is something that's educational as well as fun. You know, so I just think it's a really positive idea. I mean, actually, also too is like you say that you also deliver like 2-hour sessions. like you're based in different community centers around the world. But like, so you have crafting, you have storytelling, but you also have a scavenger hunt?
Yeah, well, when we were based at one of the libraries, they had a great park behind them, and we would hide the clues all over the park, and it was this regular thing. And the things that kids would get excited about for like one sweet, they were just really excited to run out and play with their parents for like 30 minutes to find all the clues and answer them. And
it's kind of like an outdoor escape room.
Yeah.
But this main thing is it's active, and especially, well, because it's a team activity, isn't it? So like that's what's really like fun and engaging about it. I shouldn't have to tell you that. I mean, it sounds fun and engaging.
Yeah. The rules were you could use your parents and anybody in your group, but you couldn't use your phone. So.
Yeah, okay. You can use your parents in your group, but you can't use your phone.
Yeah.
Oh my God, do you take their phones away from them?
No.
It's an honor system.
Yeah.
I'm asking you not to use your phone.
Yeah.
Johnny, get off of it.
I think it's really hard because there's a function on our phone that kind of eclipses everything, which is the camera. And you bring out your camera, and you're not engaging with the outside world like internet, but you want to capture the moment. And so that's the part where I've always like struggled with a little bit. Like, so I kind of do let people bring out their phone to take pictures of their kids because they're so excited to take pictures.
Well, Diane. I mean, like there is Pokemon Go.
Yeah.
I remember going out with my son and going around the neighborhood looking for little animals, cartoon animals that appear on my phone magically just because of where I am. I mean, I'm just saying.
Yeah. Well, no, I think the geocoding things are really cool and they have their place, but
whoa, geocoding, man, that's a word. She's a doctor.
Yeah, but I think that, there's also a place for that kind of focus that you only get when you're offline. Like imagine immersing yourself in a book, for 20 minutes.
Yeah.
It doesn't have the same kind of frenetic feel as surfing the web.
Frenetic, yeah.
Yeah.
You're right. I wonder because if you're American, you hit me with words I haven't heard in a long time.
I don't know.
No, it's all good. I'm educated. But so let me ask you, like these centers, that you work with over in the world, because like we're Liverpool based, and it's just like some people that are watching might want to know, where can they actually experience some of your courses and stuff like that. I want you to name, because there was a couple, it wasn't just one center you kind of like work out of sometimes. 'Cause you do this every month, you said.
Yeah, every month. Right now we've been mostly based in the Bloom building, which is right in Birkenhead. It's so easy to get over to. The students come over all the time, and you just take the train to Birkenhead Central, and you walk for 5 minutes, and you are there. So
5 minutes.
Yeah. Well, I guess it depends on if you walk. Like I'm almost 6 foot tall, so I walk a little bit faster than a lot of people. But
trust me, I'm slow.
So I'll give you 10.
Yeah, thank you.
But it's a lovely center run by the Open Door charity. And so if you buy our tea or coffee there, it goes to support mental health of young people. So that's an added bonus. Plus you get to come to our exciting event. But the other places that we've been to St. James Center before, which is in North Birkenhead. And we've also been to the Little Center, which is in Bidston, Beechwood area. So, and I guess we've also operated out of one of the libraries, Higher Beppington Library.
Yeah.
So, it's exciting.
And like it seems like also, what you endeavor to do is you always try to endeavor to bring something different. Like, I mean, I think you told me one of the recent things you had was a woman who brought in South African dance.
Yeah. So we try to focus on a different country each month, and I try to always find someone who's either lived in that country or is from that country, ideally.
Good deal.
So there was a lecturer at the university that, as soon as I heard her speak, I was like, "You're coming to one of our events." So she read a story from South Africa, and we did some crafts that was like a specific type of painting style that's from South Africa. But then she showed us this dance that we were horrible at, and I didn't put the footage up online. I put some stills up, but
only because it had you dancing.
Yeah,
that's not right.
I'm better freestyle, really.
Yeah, right. I'm just saying. and stuff. There was other people in that video.
Yeah, definitely. There's lots of parents with their kids. And I think what's lovely about our events is that because they happen on the weekend or during term breaks, we get a lot of grandparents and fathers at the events.
Yeah.
So we did for the Day of the Dead, the Dia de los Muertos, I had a Mexican friend who advised us on, the techniques, and we did a dance from a specific region that's called the Dance of the Old Men. And every time I had to talk about what we were going to do next, I had to say old men and look at these old men in the room, and I felt kind of bad because I was asking the kids, like,
Hey,
what?
they're old. They know they're old.
I was asking the kids, like, how do you walk when you're old? How do you...
Like this.
Oh, but it went down well, and everybody participated.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I mean, one of the things, obviously, by putting together a project like this and running a project like this, funding always often comes into play. But, funding is also a struggle, isn't it? Like grant funding and everything like that. You manage to get some sort of funding, though, and everything. But, I mean, it's not an expensive endeavor to run these classes. Are these classes free, or are these workshops free, or?
We always make some portion of them free. So on our website, if you want to come to any of our events and you are on a low income or struggling, you can fill in a little quick form. It just says like your name, who you want to bring. It's very, very brief, and there's always tickets available, and I can't stress that enough. But we also charge a slight cost to try to cover our materials for people who can pay. And in the past, we've also had things like Amigo tickets where everyday people have volunteered to pay someone else's entry, which has been really lovely. But
wait, Amigo tickets. Don't sleep on that. That's actually a good name. You know what I mean? Hey, yo, I got a friend that could use this and everything. So, I mean, I'm contributing to my Amigo ticket.
Yeah. I just thought it was a nice way to say,
It is.
Yeah. So, so funding, it's a little bit more difficult for us because we're not providing like a core service. We're not helping people to come off the street or feeding them food. I do my best, but I've got lots of hats on, and as a small organization, or I guess as a small business owner, anyone would know like your time gets divided so many different ways, and you might be good at one thing and not others. And I think that's an area we struggle in, but we're also looking to diversify things. And I think we're trying to capitalize on what we're really, really good at, which is being creative and delivering creative workshops and working with lots of different people. And so both our boxes and our materials have really benefited from our just wider approach to things.
Yeah. I mean, listen, you're out to promote innovation and creativity, as you said, or screen balance. I'm against screen balance, but I mean, hey, I can understand why people need it. You know what I mean? Because there's a lot of other things. But you're looking to launch a new project in January.
Yes.
Right? And everything, which is more boxes. But, you want to tell us a little bit about it.
Yeah, so we're developing 3 boxes right now that will launch in January. One is going to be a Japan box, which we've had a student draw. All of these materials come from what we call the Fairy Troll Post, where we've written characters that are dragons and fairies that are very down to earth but live in Merseyside. And so,
so wait a minute, that's Fairy Troll. Fairy Troll.
Yeah.
See, listen, I'm so used to hearing English people talk. So Fairy Troll, I love that. Go for it. That's kind of like the Gruffalo.
Yeah.
The troll under the bridge.
Well, I do know the old story. I'm really bad at.
I'm sorry.
No.
Did I,
there's a gap in my knowledge, and like childhood is it's so exciting to talk to different people about different countries about childhood because it's such like frozen in aspect because your grandparents teach you certain things and certain books. Like when a lot of the books I had not read that are children's books over here, and likewise like a lot of the customs like. Why does Santa give you a gift when you go see him? And what the heck is a grotto? Like, that just sounds horrible.
What's a grotto? It's a cave.
I know, but like when I first came over here, I'd never heard of that before. And I was like, it sounds like grotty. It sounds horrible.
But the grotty is terrible, but not a grotto.
So I didn't get very far into the box talk before I got distracted. But
I'm sorry. Yes, okay. I'm back to the box talk. You have a Japan box you were explaining about.
Yeah, so a student has done our characters in like an anime style, and we've got recycled pencils and a pencil case that has our dragon on it eating a bowl of noodles. That's been produced locally. So we try to, everything we send out is eco-friendly, and we try where possible to produce things locally. So there's going to be like basically an A3 poster that they'll be able to hang on their wall that has these animated characters going to different parts of Japan. The whole booklet is just like we've said before, with all the different food to try and the activities that actually come from Japan and things. There's also an ancient world box. So if you are an archaeologist in the making, you'll
Indiana Jones.
Yes. Although he actually destroys everything that he comes into contact with.
True.
And then we've also got a box based on the fairies, trolls, unicorns, and dragons. Another exciting thing, though, is that we're going to try to work with some companies over the next year to promote careers amongst the local children. So we know that, or studies show that families have more of an influence on children's careers than outside speakers. And so we want to bring these careers into the home and make them cool. So
and is this where the engineer box comes from?
Yes, exactly. So we've got...
yeah, I got you covered. Don't worry about it.
We've got a civil engineer who is an amazing woman who, in March, if you want to come here, she's going to do a session. We're going to call it Girl Power, because I just think that's awesome, because it's March Women's Month and Mother's Day, and then it's also Engineering Month. But we're putting together a box where you could let your little engineer go crazy with all the different activities, and there'll be things that are food related, which she has, as well as we're working on a secret project with so I've got a mechanical engineer who cuts wood for us, and I've got a civil engineer who's designing the box. And I also have a student who's helping me with the CSR, who's an electric engineer. So all three of these women are awesome, and I'm so glad to have them on board.
Yeah, no, sounds fantastic. I mean, I love this whole energy around the boxes, and hopefully, even when there's no outside funding available, even though people can actually purchase the boxes, is there any way that like people can help out Wirral Unplugged itself for what it's doing and everything like that, or at least maybe tell us how we can find you, find out more information?
Yeah, so our website is wirralunplugged.org, and one of the things that we still have on our website that's a fundraiser that would be really, really nice for Christmas gift if you're looking for a mindfulness gift, and I know it's really cool with teenagers, is...
Yeah, she was waiting for this.
It's this bag that was designed by Rosa Kusabi. It comes, or you can buy it with markers, fabric markers, to color it in to your own specifications. So it's a nice little activity. And then at the end of the day, it's an eco-friendly bag.
Yeah, and it's full of like designs that people would have experienced like throughout their sessions and everything, isn't it? And everything. And so that's available and stuff. Last thing I wanted to mention is, like, you were telling me about this project that you had, this marketing project that you had these students involved in.
Yeah, so part of Wirral Unplugged is always to support its volunteers. So I mentor a lot of students for the university on different courses, but one of them is a marketing course, and I'm working with them as the practical experience. So I've co-designed with the marketing school certain projects, and the students are given funding, not directly, but they're given money to spend, like real money, on Facebook and Instagram, and they have to make decisions about how to do that marketing, what hashtags to use, what images to put up. I gave them a talk on how to use Canva. So there's a lot of really practical things that they learn, and also outcomes that employers will be looking for. So just like I work with young people to help them develop skills for employability for a future, I'm also working with university and college-aged people to develop their skills so that they can have the best future possible. And that comes, and I don't know, I love education, and I love what giving someone a chance can do, and the exciting things that come from that.
Yeah. Well, no, I mean, it's all very exciting, unplugging yourself from technology, man, is helpful. But either way you look at it is that this is still, I think it's an interesting project because people do need to spend more time together. I mean, I think we've all experienced that when we're looking at, like sometimes you see those films where everybody, a family sitting around a table and they all got their phones. That's not right. That's totally not right. So either way you look at it is that, Wirral Unplugged, as Diana said, it's, you can find it on all the social media platforms as Wirral Unplugged. You're running monthly monthly events, and everything. And these boxes, I want one. I like to get one for free, but I mean, I'm kidding. No, I want one. And in that aspect, I just want to thank Diana Powell for joining us here on the Community Podcast, letting us know what it's like to unplug and everything. And hopefully you'll find it interesting as well. Comment down below. Maybe, hey, I like a box. I'm sure Diane would like to hear that and everything. But for now, I'm Chase Johnson Lynch. You've been listening to the Community Podcast here on Big Condo Online. Please like and subscribe. And for now, we're out of here.